Distinguished colleagues, you all know that we did give, we're a bit lenient on the other nominees because we all want to ask questions to the chairman. So I want to assure you that I've seen everybody, you get a chance. Mr. Nominee, I think you should just prepare for, we'll get you some water and prepare for a pretty long session. You've taken the responsibility as the chairman. They reserved all the questions for you. They didn't share it. I thought they would share it with your members. So take this question.
Distinguished Senate President, Distinguished Senator Bayero Nafada, election not holding as scheduled, the experience of 2015, what can the Commission do under my chairmanship if confirmed by the Senate? I listened carefully to the explanation by the former chairman. In conducting elections, there are responsibilities that are exclusively INEC's. There are responsibilities that go beyond the Commission. Security is beyond the responsibilities of the Commission. Even though INEC is saddled with the responsibility of ensuring free, fair, peaceful voting environment. Whatever responsibilities we are supposed to discharge as a Commission, we will do so. And whatever responsibilities belong to other government agencies, they will also discharge their own responsibilities. But no election is going to go beyond the statutory requirement for conducting elections. You know, elections were extended, I understand, I appreciate, in 2015, but it didn't go beyond the constitutional requirement of 1 month to the handing over. So I want to assure you that we will do whatever we can within our powers, but conduct of elections and the management of the electoral process goes beyond the Commission. And I don't think it's fair for me to talk about security issues, since that will not be my responsibility. Then the question of PVCs and the distribution of PVCs. What is my take? I would rather focus on the mandate that I have at hand. And what is the mandate? About 70 million Nigerians were registered for the 2015 general elections. 56.3 million PVCs distributed. About 500,000 PVCs unprinted at the time of the elections. 12.3 million PVCs not distributed. Instead of finding fault why they collected their PVCs in Borno and they didn't collect elsewhere, I would rather focus on ensuring that by this time next year, all the 12.3 million PVCs plus the 500 PVCs printed subsequently are distributed, so that as we approach the 2019 general elections, we'll not be grappling with the issue of PVCs, except for those who have come of age, those who have relocated, and for replacements of cards. But you know, in a democracy, people have the right to collect or not to collect, if they are right. Just as people have the right to collect, but not to use it to vote. So instead of going into the controversy of why are some areas collected, others did not collect, I would rather focus on the statutory responsibility of the Commission in ensuring that every Nigerian gets the card and he or she can exercise his or her democratic right to vote. I really don't know what the details are. I wouldn't like to go into the realm of speculation in the hallowed chambers of the Senate of the Federal Republic. I want to stand on firm grounds in responding to some of these issues. Then, distinguished Senator Shola Adeyeye, it's a level playing field in terms of access to the media. There are issues. I read the EU report on the monitoring of the last elections, which was released a couple of weeks ago. The report is actually in two parts. There is the report on the monitoring of elections, and there is the report on the media coverage for the elections. And I think this is why your question comes in. There are laws in this country, and the laws need to be enforced. I know that during the election, so many people said, where were the relevant agencies to enforce compliance? Not only with so much negative media reporting, but also with the lopsided media reporting, particularly from public outlets, both electronic, radio and television. I think what I can say at the moment is, whatever we need to do under the laws, we shall continue to do so. But life is about learning from experiences. Just as the monitors of elections, national and international, submit reports, INEC, as a commission, I understand, also has its own internal mechanisms for appraising the outcome of elections. And that is why it is important to now approach the authority that can amend or enact laws, to garner and gather the collective experiences of the past so that we can strengthen the democratic system further. All nations do that as part of the rejuvenation of the electoral process. You can never achieve perfection overnight. I'm sure it's going to be different in 2019 for the reason that we have mentioned and for the step that we are going to take through the National Assembly. Second is pronouncement by the Commission not found in the Electoral Act. I can't comment on the details. I wasn't in Ogun, so I certainly wouldn't know what happened. But the solution, because you talked about an arm of government, the central government monopolizing the instruments of coercion and therefore riding roughshod during elections. The solution may not be to democratize coercion, but also allowing other levels to have the means of coercion to be able to do at their own local level what they cannot do because of federal might. The solution is actually to look at the democratic process carefully. And I hope that the electoral process will be sufficiently reformed with time that this kind of thing wouldn't happen. For instance, I want to assure distinguished senators and Nigerians that no election ever under my watch will be won and lost at INEC headquarters. If you want to win elections, go and canvass for the votes of the Nigerian people. Our responsibility is to protect the interest, integrity, and sanctity of the decisions taken by Nigerians. Never again will elections be won and lost at the INEC headquarters, at the headquarters of the state electoral commissions, and by the EOs in the local governments. This will be a thing of the past. And part of the solution to this is to make sure, just as we are being screened by the Senate, the resident electoral commissioners will be appointed, yes, by the president. I hope there will be an opportunity for us to make input, because once they are appointed and deployed to INEC, it will be the responsibility of the commission to deploy them. And there must be sanctions. Any nation that has no mechanism for condemnation is doomed to failure. And whatever the laws provide in applying sanctions against those who err will continue to do so.